Alright, welcome back to Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. So let's talk about the third phase of the game, which is Retrieve Ranchers. During the third phase, it's really short. During the third phase, you're going to retrieve all your ranchers. So all of the ranchers that you used for actions are going to come back to your mat here, to your player card here, and they're going to go back to the rancher spot. They're all going to go there, including the ones you have on medical leave. So if you have one that's injured or two that's injured, they will come back to this location. So that's what's going to happen during that phase, and it's simultaneous. So all of the players at once, they're going to do that. They're going to take all of their ranchers from action mats and ranchers and dinosaurs from medical leave. That means that if you have dinosaurs in the medical leave, they're going to come to the holding area at this time during the Retrieve Ranchers phase. Okay, that was quick and easy, simple to explain. So now let's go on to the next phase, which is the Arrange Ranch phase, phase 4. Place all dinosaurs and barriers from your holding area into your ranch. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So, now you'll get to place all of your various dinosaurs and holding areas into your ranch all at once. Everyone will be able to do this simultaneously. So while you're doing it, player 2, player 3, player 4, they're all going to be doing the same thing, arranging their ranch as they see fit, placing the dinosaurs they collected and fences they collected as well. Now, during this phase, if you place a dinosaur that isn't fully enclosed and has no way to be enclosed because you don't have enough fences to contain them all, then that means it's going to escape right then and there. Ouch, right? So you got to plan ahead. You got to make sure you have enough of the fences to contain all of your dinosaurs. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. And of course, we kind of explained what happens if a dinosaur escapes. If it's an herbivore dinosaur that escapes, you lose it, obviously, and it takes out a fence segment. Now, if the fence segment is destroyed because of an escaping dinosaur, so if you lose a fence piece, and that causes possibly another dinosaur to no longer be completely enclosed in by fences, do not worry. You will not get penalized again and again. It's only going to happen that one time during that phase. So if it happens, then you don't have to worry about your dinosaurs escaping via a holding area situation during the rest of that round. It can only happen once. And that's another thing. When an herbivore dinosaur escapes, that means other herbivore dinosaurs will not escape for the rest of the round, which is nice. You don't have to worry about tons of dinosaurs escaping all at once, all your hard work erased within an instant because they all escaped because they kept destroying, pieces and segments and all that. So you don't have to worry about multiple dinosaurs escaping. So that means per round, a maximum of one herbivore can escape and a maximum of one carnivore can escape. And if two happen at the same time, if a carnivore and an herbivore escape at the exact same time, you can choose which of the two that escapes first. Now, why is that smart maneuver? Well, if they're both going to escape, remember the carnivore is going to eat an herbivore before it leaves, right? Well, if you have the carnivore eat the other escaping dinosaur, which is going to have to be an herbivore dinosaur, then it negates that, meaning you just lose those two dinosaurs. And that means that the other dinosaur isn't going to take out a segment of fence because it was eaten before it could do so. And so that's a nice little way of doing it, negating the amount of damage you can receive for escaping dinosaurs. Okay, so that's how Arrange Your Ranch is going to work. You're going to, build fences, and you can only build fences on these dotted lines. So you can't build a fence here, you can't build a fence here. So that's what that means. And then another cool thing is not only do fences enclose dinosaurs, but you see this natural barrier here, these mountains, count as a fence. So you don't need to worry about putting fences here. So that means if a fence is here and here, then these two areas are completely enclosed. Nice, right? Or same thing with water. If water surrounds, so like here we have water. surrounding all of this, and you just had a fence segment here on this dotted line, then the dinosaur you have here would also be enclosed, which is nice, right? Now you're probably wondering, why does water take up one space on this entire ranch, and just one? Well, there's one dinosaur that goes in the water, and that's one of the purple ones. If you can get the Plesiosaurus, it's going to go in the water right there, in that water spot. And each of the ranches are different, as in they look a little different. They're also double-sided. So you see, that looks completely different. So you can play with whatever side you want. They're double-sided, and that's how that's going to work. So that's pretty cool. You got some natural barriers to keep the dinosaurs in. So this one here is a natural barrier. You don't have to worry about there being a fence here or not, because there's that natural barrier there. Cool, right? So that's how the ranches are going to work. And that's how that phase arrange ranches works. Now, feed dinosaurs. Let's talk about that next, since we still have time in this video. Okay, so now during this phase, you're going to feed your dinosaurs. If you have a bunch of dinosaurs that need to be fed, you're going to feed them a certain amount of resources. So if I had a Stegosaurus in my ranch, and I had this Velociraptor in my ranch, I would have to pay a resource of meat and plant in order to feed them. Now, if you don't have enough resources to feed all your dinosaurs, if they're not fed, they will actually escape at this moment in time as well. So if nothing has escaped yet, okay, especially if nothing has escaped yet, and you are unable to feed all of your dinosaurs, well, then some of your dinosaurs are going to escape. But remember, only one herbivore and one carnivore. And if one herbivore and carnivore already escaped during the last phase, during the arranged ranch phase, well, you don't have to worry about it happening again for their whole round. So you're safe on that regards. But this is another time when it's possible that you'll lose a dinosaur. Maybe you planned for the contingency of having all your dinosaurs safely enclosed, but now... Now you forgot you don't have enough food to go around, and so somebody is going to go hungry, is going to get mad, and is going to escape. So that's something to note. Now, but that's basically what you're going to do during the feed dinosaur phase. You're going to feed your dinosaurs. And you don't feed your dinosaurs in your holding area. So if for some odd reason there's a dinosaur still in your holding area, then, and that could possibly happen based on a card or something like that, that you can get through research and development, you don't have to worry about feeding the dinosaurs in your holding area. And they can't escape from your holding area either, which is nice, right? Okay, so let's continue on. So we've explained feeding dinosaurs. Now, the dinosaurs breed. If you have 2 dinosaurs in your ranch of the same kind, and they're also sharing the same enclosure, meaning you can't put a carnivore with the herbivore because they're 2 different dinosaurs, right? You can't put them in the same enclosure. But if you have an enclosure that has 2 of the same dinosaur in it, so 2 stegosauruses in the same enclosure in your ranch, they're going to breed, and you're going to get a new dinosaur. Okay? Just one, though. So if you have 3 stegosauruses in the same enclosure, you're still only going to get 1 more stegosaurus. If you have 3 stegosauruses in your ranch, in the same enclosure, you're only going to get 1 more stegosaurus. That's how that's going to work. Now, when you place dinosaurs in, new dinosaurs into your ranch, the babies, obviously, they do not have to go into the same enclosure with the adults. They can go into a separate enclosure. But here's another problem. If you have a dinosaur that's going to breed, you also have to make sure you have an enclosure to keep it from escaping, because at this moment, the dinosaurs can escape. The newly born dinosaurs will now escape if you don't have the enclosures to keep them in. So that's another problem. That happened to me quite a bit. I was like, oh, I'm breeding dinosaurs. Oh, but it's going to escape. Oh, but it's going to destroy my fence. Or it's going to take out one of my herbivore dinosaurs because it's a carnivore that's escaping. And so that's going to happen. You're going to lose dinosaurs possibly during the breeding phase if you didn't get... So that means if that's assuming you didn't get penalized when you arranged your ranch. That's assuming you didn't get penalized for feeding your dinosaurs. And then, of course, that's assuming now that that's all that's happened. Well, now you're going to breed dinosaurs, and now it hits you, right? That's just a drag, but that's how it is. So that's the only time, though, that those are the 3 phases during feeding, breeding, and arranging will your dinosaurs actually escape. Now, the purple dinosaurs are a little bit different. As long as you feed them, they won't escape. So you don't have to put these dinosaurs in an enclosure. So that might make you think, ooh, well, I don't need to worry about putting him in an enclosure because he's not going to escape because he's a purple dinosaur. So these dinosaurs here, as long as you keep them fed, they won't escape. But if you forget to feed these guys, they are going to escape. So that's something to note. And if they're one of those omnivores, plant or carnivore, you can decide which one it is when it's escaping. And depending on which one you choose, is the penalty you're going to receive for that dinosaur. But remember, herbivore, carnivore, only one can escape per round, so you don't have to worry about a ton of dinosaurs escaping in the same round. But you're obviously going to be spending your next round collecting lots of fences. Or lots of food. Obviously, you're going to be doing a lot of that if you find yourself with escaping dinosaurs all the time. So that's something that's going to happen for breeding dinosaurs. And that's basically how the 6th phase works. Okay, what about the last phase of the game? Well, there's only one more phase of the game. Phase 7. During Phase 7, it's called Refresh for the Next Round. When you refresh for the next round, all of the research and development cards that are face up are then going to get discarded. Meaning, if you did not use them during the first round, and you were hoping to use them during the second round, well, you won't get to now because they get discarded at the end of each round. So if there is a research card that looks really cool and you want it, you better make sure you get it during the round you see it, because otherwise it gets discarded. Or, assuming, of course, another player doesn't take it. Now remember, some of these research cards can give out some extra victory points. Some just give out 1, but you might find a few that give out more than a few. So there is some other reasons, of course, for going after research cards. They can give you some extra victory points too. So you're going to get victory points based on the dinosaurs in your ranch at the end of the game. Like I was saying earlier, you're going to get victory points from your research cards, and you're going to get victory points from your public and private contracts. But that's what's going to happen during the refresh phase. And then only then, if someone was able to complete some public contracts here, then at this point you will renew the public contracts, revealing the next public contracts. That's what you're also going to do during the research for the next round. Or refresh for the next round. And that's basically all you're going to do in the 7th round. And that explains pretty much the entire game of how it works. But, like I said, there's still lots of really cool research and development cards, and so we'll go over some of these in the next video, talking about some of them in detail of what they can do for you on your turn. So thank you guys for watching the videos thus far, and don't hesitate to leave a like if you guys liked it. Also, I forgot to mention, you have this nice little handy coffee mug to indicate which round it is as you go through the rounds, because there's 6 rounds, and you definitely need to keep track of when you reach the 4th round, for an obvious reason, which I've already mentioned, obviously. And that's basically everything there is to mention, except for these research cards. So I'll see you guys in the next video.